Well, we're out at the lake again, and it's been pretty uneventful for the last couple hours, but I think we finally got maybe something decent here. Came up as like a penny signal, but 26, 27 on the Equinox, but I don't know. Maybe it's a junk ring, or could be silver. Kind of looks like it could be silver, but we'll check it out and see if it has any markings on it. I think it's a junk ring. I don't see any markings on it, and it feels very light, like aluminum. So yeah, junk ring. Oh well, could have been. See you on the next. Well, we're finally on the board with something old, something really green and crusty came out of here, and it's a leaf penny, and I had to scrape and scrape and scrape to get the green stuff off enough where I could see a date, and we got 1946. We got a George VI. Alright, see you on the next. Well, we got another very green crusty one. You can see where it came out of the hole there, but we got another George VI. This time we got 1945. It was a very faint signal. Must be because of all this green crust. I don't know, but yeah, that was down a good 6 inches or so. See you on the next. Alright guys, we're out at the lake today, and we are working in this. We just got our new replacement 6-inch coil in the mail this week. The other one was faulty that I won at the Radio World Hunt in September. So yeah, we're gonna go hunting, bushwhacking essentially. So this is the boathouses from over 100 years ago were somewhere down in this, through that bush, and here's one of the older trees that is likely in that photo. We got a few more up there and some more up there, but yeah, it's a ripe area for history, and so let's go check out our first find of the day, and it's pretty interesting. It's big. I just thought it was a rod or a piece of metal, but look what we got here. We got a scythe blade. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If you look at the end there, it's yeah, I don't know, this park was back to 1947, so I'm thinking back in the day maybe they did a little clearing. It probably wasn't like this back then, so they probably used this for clearing any long weeds on this rocky slope. Well, we'll see what comes out, and on the next one. Well, things have been not too adventurous today. It's just been a few modern pennies and such, but I think we got something maybe a bit older this time. It's kind of looks like a mini hockey puck. I believe it's lead, so I think it's one of those early fishing weights, possibly. So yeah, see what comes up next. Well, this was a really cool find, and it's right on the surface, but this whole area was excavated down a few years ago, and that 1816 penny I found right up there, and that super old silver ring right over there. We got this dagger. Now this thing is extremely rusty. And we got bone handle parts, and very ornate brass work on this part. This has got to be, I think this thing came out, I think this came out of that excavation a couple of years ago. I think this thing is super old. That is pretty wild. I never even noticed it last year when I went over this area, but yeah, this thing looks like it had been sitting in the ground for a long time, and I think it's only in recent years been uncovered. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. This could be 1800s easily. Alright, we'll see what comes out next. Well, we're back digging in those spoils again, and I just dug a wheat penny. It's roached on the wheat sheaf side, but on the other side we should be able to get a year off of it. Let's check it out. Let's see, I think it's 1940s. Well, looks like we got 1948. Sweet. Keep on going. See what's next. Well, we're at the lake tonight on a very cold night, and we're going over with the 6-inch coil in areas we've hunted before, so the pickins have been very slim tonight, and but I think we finally got something, possibly. It's coming up 25, 26, 27 on the Equinox, and from here it looks like a ring. I've done this before and it turned out to be junk, so let's just see. I think it might be silver. Let's just hope. Ooh, that's pretty. Nice. That's decent. That's a nice ring. Let's clean it up and see if we can find any markings. Well, there we go. We have 925. So we're on board with silver tonight. Now we're searching in an area that is very, probably the busiest spot in the park, and is just loaded with trash. So I picked so many pennies out of this spot, and yeah, with the 6-inch coil, gets in there and really finds the stuff in where it's all thick. So yeah, definitely pays off. See you on the next. Well, I'm not sure what time it is. I think it's way past midnight, and it's been more of a modern penny night other than that silver ring, but we just got something ringing up high 20s, low 30s, and I think I know what this is. I was a little worried because I saw plastic trash down at that depth, about 4 inches, but I think we got a young Liz silver dime. That's what it sure looks like to me. See, oh yeah, there we go. Yep, that's what it is. Pretty sweet. That's only the second young Liz dime that I've found here now, so it's a pretty good way to end the night. Awesome. That's it for tonight, and hopefully not for the year, but pretty close. See you on the next one. Well guys, it's December 28th. We've got a warm spell and all the snow is melted. Unfortunately, our options are a bit limited today. Let's see what the ground is still frozen, unfortunately. But down here on the sunny side of the slope, it's all good digging. So looks like we're going bushwhacking today. We haven't fully explored this area yet. We've done quite a bit of it down in here, but the lake is frozen as well, so we can't go there. But yeah, hopefully we can get something out. This slope here, I haven't really done much on this area because there's pieces of sidewalk and asphalt on the surface. So this area's had fill added to it, unfortunately. You can see we got a nice big old tree with no root map showing, same as over here. So I don't know when the stuff was dumped here, so maybe we can get something old out of it, maybe not, but we'll give it a try. Maybe we'll try down by the old boathouses. Down there is where I got the 1890 fish scale, so let's see what we can eke out today. Alright, so we got a good 25, 27 good solid signal happening. Let's see what this is down here. Oh, it's hard to say. We're in an area that I think has fill in it, but might be a little spot here that doesn't. So I don't know. Big rock out of here. Oh, that's oh, I see it right there. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a penny. And it looks like we got a it's like we got a young Liz. 1964. Yep, certainly. Well, it's a good start. See you on the next. So we got a good solid signal around 24, 25 on the Equinox 800. Let's live dig it and see what we got here. This place is just full of vines. I'm thinking it's just a modern penny, but it's hard to say. There's lots of rocks here, so it might be down in amongst the rocks. So I'm going to do that. I like to use this plastic tent peg, so if I do hit the coin, I'm not scratching it or anything like that. So let's see if we can. Oh, there we go. It wasn't detectable with the pinpointer on the surface at the beginning, so let's see what we got here. Oh, it's we got a penny, as far as I can tell so far. Let's just see what we got here. It's just a modern 1980s probably. It's the when they went to the thinner pennies and the multi-sided. Yeah, we got 1984. Oh well, see you on the next. All right guys, we got a solid 30 signal here. It's either going to be something good or absolute garbage. It's pretty shallow, maybe large. So let's see, let's just see what this thing is. Can't be too deep in here, so I don't know. It's either a big piece of garbage or a big silver coin, or even maybe a ring, if we're lucky. Oh, still over there. Right, looks like garbage. Garbage, aluminum. Oh well, better luck on the next one. Oh, we had a 1920 signal. I was hoping it wasn't a pull tab, but it's just a Zinkin memorial. See you on the next. Oh, we just got a 2022 signal down under this root, and we've got what feels definitely like lead. Haven't really cleaned it up much, so I'm seeing what this could be. I think it might actually be a 3-ringer, maybe. Yeah, I think so. It definitely hit something. It's got a good weight to it. Yeah, I think somebody fired and hit this slope here. It's all limestone bedrock at the surface here, so this must have hit something here. Very interesting. I keep finding more of this stuff here, probably from quite a long time ago, so see you on the next. Hey guys, I just got a 2021 signal here. It wasn't too shallow, but I see a button here. I don't know how old it is. It looks good from my vantage point so far, but let's go find out what it is. It looks old. It's got a bunch of words and insignia on it. I don't know. Let's just see. Alright, let's check out this. I haven't seen it yet, so ooh, please tell me this is military. I see a crown. Canadian. National Railways. Oh my God, man. How cool is that? That's from a railway uniform. So awesome, man. Wow, that is cool. I don't know how old this is, but wow. It's at least 1923 and up, because that's when Canadian National Railways was named. It's got to be older. It's pretty cool. That's the railway that went through town, so someone must have worked for the railway and lost this button here, so pretty awesome. See you on the next. Alright guys, here's a quick wrap up to the final hunts at the lake for 2019. The junk, I've sort of lost track of the junk. It's been a couple months since the first stuff, but it's the same old bottle caps, pull tabs, a little bit more cans now that I'm working in the bush area. But you get the idea from the previous videos. In the relics section, we got a few interesting things. Some sort of, I don't know, might be off a Coleman stove. It's die cast, but I guess mostly junk. Probably not too old. We had that old fishing weight. I'm not really sure if it's lead. It does have a heavy feel to it, but maybe not quite. Doesn't really look like this lead bullet here. Like, this has much more weight to it. So I don't know. Unless it's some other metal, maybe zinc or something, possibly. I guess they could have used those as fishing sinkers back in the day. So, and this was some sort of brass nozzle piece. I don't know. This looks like it's screwed to something here. But yeah, I don't know what that is. I guess that's more or less junk. I think it's just a watch battery. Yeah, this was a neat find. I'm not sure if it's a shotgun slug or if it's a 3-ring bullet. You can sort of see the lines here, and kind of looks like some ring lines down here, but it's been totally smushed, and one part looks like it's been folded over. This was a interesting, I guess it's one of those War Amps keychain tags where if you lose your keys they'll return it to you. It's missing, they used to have your license plate number on this part, but I think it was plastic, but it's gone. I have one from that used to be my father's. It was 1960 that I kept. What else do we have here? We have the old, this was the cool find on one of the hunts. I determined this is, I guess, what you call a boot knife. So it would have had an edge on both sides, and it definitely appears to have been buried and then dug up, probably in that work they did at the lake. But yeah, it's got bone part handle, brass. I figure it's got to be early 1900s or 1800s, but that was a really cool find. It was a surface find as well, so yeah, that was really strange. And I think the best relic of all was the Canadian National Railways button. Like I said, this was the railway that went through the town. Passenger service, I think, stopped in 1960, so I'd have to say this was probably from someone's uniform back in the 20s or 30s. So that was a really cool find. And in the jewelry section, we got a junk ring, probably aluminum. This thing, I don't know. I found it down on the slope. I'm not sure if this is what you call a roach clip. Probably a lot of smoking going on down in that area, or maybe it's just a hair clip. I have no idea. But interesting. Looks kind of junk, more or less. And then we got the cool silver ring, and like I said in the video, it was we had our 6-inch coil out, and I had gone through this area that's just thick trash, and it managed to pick this out amongst all the trash. So yeah, the 6-inch coils worked great on the Equinox. And now we got the coins. Nothing too special this time. We got I guess about 56 modern pennies, some coppers, some zincs, some zinc memorials, and a couple of copper memorials. Not as much. We're getting a lot fewer of the Georges and young Elizabeth ones. Got a couple 45s, a 46. A lot of these ones I think that were dug up from the lakeshore are pretty roached. This one we just got the other day near that big tree. It's a 1940 George. It's in not bad shape. Over we got, I think we've only got one wheat penny recently. It was a 1948, I believe. I think we're missing a few coins in here too. I've lost track of those as well. I know we had a 1962 Young Elizabeth, a 59 and a 64. The one night we were sort of not finding huge amounts, so I decided to go for Canadian clad and just see what I would find on 40 kilohertz on the Equinox 800 is the best way to find Canadian clad. We got a couple loonies, a quarter. The nickel actually came from, I think it was a signal that I thought was might be in the gold ring range. The Canadian nickels from 1982 to 1990 or 2000 to 1999 are essentially the same content as the American clad, which is I believe 75% copper, 25% nickel. I guess they changed that when the price of nickel went up in the early 80s. So, and then the best find for the coins was this Young Elizabeth. It was 1960 right on. Yeah. Funny thing is, on land, we're at the extreme ends of the spectrum. We got two Young Elizabeth 1960 dimes, and we have two Victorian silvers and nothing in between. So that's why I keep hunting this spot. It's the finds are getting fewer and far between, but the potential's there, and I'm gonna keep going, and yeah, I figured out I keep track of all my hours and write down everything I find where I go, and I tabulated all the hours I've spent here this year, and it's 102 hours. So yeah, so this last culmination of hunts is pretty much 1/4 of all the time I spent at this site this year. So yeah, that's it for 2019 at the lake, and Happy New Year to everyone. Good luck in 2020. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave comments below. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.